Welcome to Hot Walk Academy. My name is Mingjin Tong. I want to help you master your kitchen. Today we're going to be doing a childhood favorite of mine, whole steamed golden pompano. Let's cook. Okay, so for our ingredients today, obviously we'll be starting with a whole cleaned pompano. You've probably seen these at the grocery store. These are a wonderful, very neutral flavored fish. The meat will be very tender when it's done. And what's nice about this fish is I believe it's actually a scaleless fish. I didn't scale it and I don't feel any scales on there. It's kind of just got this nice skin. I did go ahead and clean it, which means I just cut that open, removed the insides, also removed the gills. And you do want to rinse these things, especially if you clean it yourself. You want to rinse it and let it soak in water to just draw out any of the blood that's there, okay? So in addition to that, we've got our ginger root. Ginger root makes a great aromatic to go with that fish. And of course, we have our garlic smashed, peeled, and we've got our scallion ready to go. And then the last two ingredients, very important, is just regular salt we're going to be sprinkling on. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. And then, of course, we have our 米酒头, or the high alcohol content rice wine, which is a little bit salty. So this is how we start. The first thing you want to do is on the inside of your fish, let's go ahead and salt that pretty generously. All right, we want to make sure that we get salt in and around the belly, over all the inside. And I want to just throw a little bit more to make sure that as it cooks, there is enough salt on the inside of the fish. I'm actually going to get it here in the head as well. I do like to eat the head, eat the whole fish. That's why we cook a whole fish. We're going to eat the whole thing. And from here, you can go ahead and salt the outside. Now, we will be pouring rice wine on the fish, which means some of this salt is going to be washed off when we put the rice wine on. But for now, it's just going to sit for a little bit, and we do want to let that salt penetrate the fish before we put the rice wine on. So let's go ahead and cover the whole thing, and you can just kind of rub that in. So that is just fine like that. Now, also, when you've got your fish ready like this, I like to take just a couple pieces of ginger root. We're going to stick it into the belly and lay it down, and that's going to help flavor the inside of the fish and make sure that it tastes, it's got the aromatics all the way through. Same thing with a few of these pieces of garlic, and with the scallion, I'll get some of these thicker pieces here, and we're gonna put it into the fish just like that. And this is such an easy prep. When you've gotten to this stage, you're pretty much ready to go. All you're gonna do now is put it right into your pot, whatever is gonna fit inside your steamer. For today, we're gonna be using my rice cooker to make this fish. So you might wonder, what about this tail sticking up? You know what? I like to actually have my fish whole. If you want, you can take a knife and cut that tail off, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and push it down as far as I can and just let it sit like this. It is a good idea to let your fish sit with that salt for just a few minutes. You could throw it in the fridge, maybe leave it for 30 minutes. But for our purposes today, we're gonna go ahead and put the wine in. So let me show you that part. Now this wine is not going to remain with a high alcohol content the entire time. What's gonna happen is that the alcohol is gonna boil off. It won't taste like alcohol when you're done. But it is very important to use this product to remove that foul smell that sometimes a fish can have, okay? So I'm actually just gonna pour it right on my fish. And you might think, well, what about the salt? So again, the salt should have soaked in if you've left it a little bit. But otherwise, you can pour that rice wine right over the fish. I am washing off the salt, totally fine here. And I'm gonna take that salt and I'm gonna add it right back on top. And then I'm also gonna get a little bit of wine on the inside of my fish. All right, that fish is ready to go. All we need to do now is put it into our steamer. Actually, before I do that, we're gonna add the water here. This kind of cooker needs water on the outside. And because it is a pretty big fish, I'm gonna put 2 cups of water to allow it to steam for extra time into the rice cooker. And the extra water will actually cause the rice cooker to cook for longer. You're not gonna overcook the fish because you are steam cooking. It's a very consistent temperature. And let's go ahead and put this in now. And we'll cover it. The tail is just fine. We'll turn that on. And in about 30 minutes, we'll have an amazing steamed golden pompano. Okay, we actually moved the steamer, so we're over by the stove now. But here we go. It's been steaming, and what we've done, we did 2 cups of water to let it go the extra time. So once that's done, we go ahead and just want to pull that out. And there you go. Your pompano is basically ready, and you got all that wonderful juice down there. So we'll go ahead and pull that out and plate it, and we'll be ready to go. Should be a very nice and delicate fish. Oh, yeah, it's kind of falling apart. Here we go. All right. And that tail, boy, I wish, there we go. All right. I'll kind of just break it to make it look like it's okay there. And let's go ahead and we will pull the rest of it to get that liquid. And you could just pour it right over your fish. All right. You could just serve that with some white rice and you're ready to go. Thanks so much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed. Like, subscribe, share, and cook along. Thanks.